Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, 1, 2, 3. A shocking triple elimination on The Masked Singer. Who are they? Then, it's the show everyone is watching. I'll have my review of HBO's The Undoing. Also today, right about now, you might be starting an annual Christmas letter, but a local author says there may be a new tradition you might want to try. And I have my latest best things ever. Today, something to eat and something to sip. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. We are live from our studios in the Twin Cities. Hello to Eden Prairie, to Long Prairie, and all the cities in between. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister, the lovely and talented opera singer herself, Kendall.
Opera. Hello.
And you were. I mean, if people are new to the show, you really were an opera singer. You are an opera singer.
There's no R anymore.
Well,
No.
okay, fine.
I could do it at one point in my life.
Yes.
And now, it's kind of like anything though that you stop doing, and then you can't just hop back on.
Yes.
You know?
But you starred in Pirates of the Penzance.
Yes.
You were in Phantom of the Opera, literally.
Les Mis.
Les Mis. Oh,
You know. I know.
you know I love it. I hate Les Mis, but anyway. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. I feel like it's Thursday.
Okay. Well, Tyler, Adam, can we check? I think it is actually Thursday. I think you're right. Ted confirmed for you. The control room, busy as they are, have confirmed. Kendall, I have good news to deliver to you and
Yes.
everyone watching. Get ready to apply. It's Thursday.
Well,
Why is this shocking? You sound like my day, I feel like it's repeating. Alexis did this on the radio show.
Yeah.
On Monday, Alexis thought it was Christmas Eve.
Well,
Not
look
really,
at it
but yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, it's because I've been searching, I feel like, for my whole life
Yeah.
for Andy's mints.
Okay.
I told you about this. I was late to our meeting because I couldn't find Andy's mints.
Yeah,
in my cookies.
Ted knocked a few demerits. You got a few for being late.
I know,
A few
don't tell
demerits.
Jeff.
We won't tell Jeff. He doesn't watch when he's not working.
No.
Anyway.
fine.
But did you find your Andy's mints? Because Kendall's making 4,000 orders of cookies. That's
Yeah.
what the problem. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, it's the only thing I
Varieties.
can do in the kitchen other than make a drink.
Yeah.
Or the wine.
Hey, speaking of that, a little bit later, I have a best thing ever. Thank you for. See, we're broadcast professionals. Because Kendall
Professional.
set me perfectly. Coming up a little bit later, I'm very excited about best thing ever today. I have something to eat and something to drink.
I'm excited too.
That's a little bit later. Hey, before we get going though, you know, it means a lot to me that you guys trust me and Kendall with suggestions. Like Kendall has her book club, and you know, we do the best thing ever. I don't take that for granted, and I love that you listen to suggestions. So if I may offer one this morning, and it's just a plea for kindness, and I think everyone can get around that. It's no secret that, you know, I have a lot of people in my life in the restaurant industry. Obviously, there are a lot of industries that are suffering with the pandemic. But, you know, I have this great platform, and I can shine a light on things, and I'm shining a light on the good folks of the restaurant industry. And I just want to say, all of us are getting takeout, and which is great. I love to see that. But I've heard from so many folks in the restaurant, in the service industry, of people just being unnecessarily rude. Of just, you know, and we talked about this yesterday with the Great British Bake Off. I think people are just, it's been a rough year. But if I can just ask everybody to just pack a little patience. I hate that cliche, but just give you know what, Nell Carter, give me a break. Give everybody a little bit of a break this season. What I mean by that is, if you are kind enough to do takeout at a local mom and pop shop, cut them a little slack. You know, if you have 4 croutons instead of 5, maybe don't get irate about it. If they forgot a packet of sauce, don't go back in and yell at the 17-year-old at the desk. And what I just said, those two, I didn't pull that out of this crazy mind of mine. Those are 2 stories that I've recently heard from people in my life in the restaurant business. People are yelling at them because their takeout orders have been just a little bit off. My point in saying this is, I think we could all use a break, especially around the holiday season. So as you go to support these restaurants, just know that they're doing the very best they can. under bizarre circumstances. So many of these restaurants, they've never had the apparatus to do takeout, so they are literally doing something new and trying to give you the very best service and the very best food while at the same time keeping their businesses afloat. So if I could just ask all of you, please just be kind, just and be a little more patient, coming from me, the least patient person on earth. Just saying.
It's not you being the least patient person on earth. That is, I don't think that's true. But what I will say is I 100% agree. You and I both worked in the restaurant industry for many years. People treat you like dirt.
They do.
Not everyone, but people just have this weird thing with it. And
it's
right
an
now,
entitlement thing sometimes.
Yeah, and right now is just not the time.
Well, and it's also sometimes people think that they're better than the server or the bus person or the maintenance. You're not. And
No.
I wasn't raised that way. Thank God. My mother would slap me across the head if I ever talked to somebody the way that I've witnessed people talk to service industry employees. It's not right. You're no better than the person cutting your hair. You're no better than the person washing the dishes for the dish that your food is on at a restaurant. Yeah, it just makes me angry. So spread a little kindness. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Director Steve today, Kendall.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Director Leo and Jeff are off together.
Oh.
They're at a mall right now at Annie Ann's sharing a pretzel box. There was a dramatic triple elimination on The Masked Singer last night, and you won't guess who got the boot. Before though, roll it, Director Steve. We have the spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it. The popcorn, jellyfish, and the seahorse were forced to unmask. Kendall,
Sorry.
Here are their final performances before we tell you who they are. Look at this.
Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. It takes me all the way. I want you to stay. Oh, your face shining bright, champagne on ice. That's what I like, baby.
Okay, for the popcorn, some
Sorry.
I know it is just. I know I'm with you. It's weird to
just- it
say.
sounds
It's so
funny,
weird.
yeah.
For the popcorn, some of the guesses included Tina Turner and Diana Ross.
Please,
For the
girl.
jellyfish, they guessed gymnast Gabby Douglas and Michaela Maroney. And for the seahorse, the panelists thought Fergie, Halsey, and Christina Aguilera. What did we say yesterday? Tina Turner. We have a better chance of Ted starring in every Hallmark movie this next season than Tina Turner being on The Masked Singer. Anyway, turns out shockingly, none of those guesses were correct. The popcorn was music icon Taylor Dayne, the jellyfish was Chloe Kim, and the seahorse was singer Tori Kelly. So there you go. I only know one of those people, Taylor
one?
Dayne.
That's the only one I don't really know.
That's right. It's a generational thing. I love Taylor Dayne. I had her little cassette single. Anyway, who's the...
Chloe Kim?
Yes.
Chloe Kim is a professional snowboarder. She's like, if you know who Shaun White is. 'cause
Yes,
he
I know
was
who Shaun
huge
White
for a
is.
long time. She's the Shaun White, but she's the female version. She's an amazing snowboarder. She started when she was like a wee baby and was just kicking everybody's butt. She's an Olympian.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
gold medalist. Tori Kelly is my husband's #1 biggest celebrity crush.
Oh.
Yes.
Well,
So
maybe he
now that
can-
he knows this, he's probably going to go back and watch her sing some more.
Well, then maybe Jordan can learn that saxophone and play it for her.
Maybe. She'd be so impressed.
Next in the dish, production is underway for the new season of Apple TV Plus's most prominent show, the drama The Morning Show. That's, remember, the one with Jennifer Aniston? And now we're learning who will join the cast for season 2. I'm excited! The Good Wife, Juliana Margulies, will be the newest anchor at UBA News. She will join Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and Steve Carell, who was starred in season 1. The show had multiple Emmy and Golden Globe nominations, and the new season's going to drop next year. Okay, I liked this show. I didn't capital L love it, but you know how I feel about The Good Wife. If I'm
Yes.
doing a list of my all-time favorite shows in the history of planet Earth, The Good Wife is in the top 10. Juliana Margulies is on my list of women I have a crush on.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. Alicia Florrick, her character in The Good Wife, one of the best characters created for network television.
High praise.
Oh, without a doubt. That show, all of you that have watched The Good Wife, you're nodding at the TV right now. One of the best shows ever on broadcast television. Boom. And I'll argue that with anyone. Come on, argue with me. I'll argue with anybody about it. It's so good.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I've never seen either show. However, you said this earlier, and I agree. She just looks like a TV anchor.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, Juliana's fantastic. Fantastic. So if you're sitting there and you need a show to binge, Mom, jump on Hulu or CBS All Access and watch The Good Wife.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Director Steve agrees. It is. And if you want to argue with me, come on. I'm right here. What's this? What am I doing? Tyler, what is this?
I don't know. Like, it's the thing.
I'm on camera. People can't fight with me.
No, it's
Thank
probably
goodness.
It's good. Yeah.
Still ahead. Many of you are watching Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant in The Undoing. Well, I gave it a try. I'll tell you what I think of this HBO buzz hit. Then, local author Gretchen Anthony is back, and she's got some new ideas for how you can change up your holiday cards this year. And it may be one of my biggest discoveries ever. Wine so good it has to be expensive, but it's not. And well, we just revealed what it is, but that's fine. I'll tell you about it when we come back. Back in a moment.
How's everything? Oh boy, I have one 3-year-old at home. I can't imagine having two 3-year-olds.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. And also we did a really dumb thing, which is they speak fluent Italian.
Wow.
I mean, fluent Italian.
Wow.
At 3. But I don't speak Italian. My wife doesn't speak Italian. So we've really, it's a terrible, we've armed them with a language.
A secret language.
Yeah, I'll say, you know, all right, go back in and clean up your room before you, and they're like, Papa Stranzo, and I'm like, what?
I imagine it's very cute. How is it that your kids learn to speak Italian? My son, first of all, barely with the English, but even like Feliz Navidad, he says, Police Navidad.
Well, I thought that's what it was. So I'm from Kentucky. English is a second language for me. You know.
George, I'm from right above you, Indiana. George Clooney on Kimmel last night. Speaking of George, he made news over the weekend when he revealed that he cuts his own hair with a Flowbee. And Kendall doesn't know what a Flowbee is, but it's an as seen on TV contraption from the 80s, and he demonstrated how it works for Kimmel. Look.
Talk me through this, because I've not used it.
Oh, you've used one.
No, I haven't used it.
Yeah.
You know what? I couldn't hook it up to the vacuum cleaner.
It's a little bit long, this extension, so it's not going to do you that much. That one, you know.
Is it too long?
Nah, it's too long, but you turn this on, the vacuum on.
Yeah.
You turn the buzzer on.
Okay.
And you go to town, like this, on your hair.
You do it that fast?
Huh?
I said you do it that fast?
Can't hear you on Flowbee.
Right.
It's a thing. People that bought it in the 80s, they really do use it.
Huh.
I would never. I mean, I could. Look at my hair. It looks like Fisher-Price hair, which I'm still thinking of growing out.
What?
I don't know. A little bit on the top. I'm thinking about letting it grow on the top, but I don't have patience. See segment 1. I would get like a boy wig. You know, some extensions or something. I don't know.
Oh, like a little, like you want like a flicky flick. Or like a
I
flock.
Sure. I don't know if that's a pageant term. You know who also uses a Flowbee? Our next guest. Our hot dish continues with our insider to the stars. Please welcome, from the Hollywood Raw podcast, Dax Holt. Hi, buddy.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Dax, have you ever had long hair, or have you always had about this length?
Back in the 80s, I had a nice, sweet rat tail out the back of my head.
You
It was
did
like
not.
5 inches long. It was dope.
Seriously, Dax, you had a rat tail?
You know what? And I actually came across it the other day because my parents saved it. Yep. They cut it off, tied a ribbon around it, and saved it. It's in one of my baby books right now.
Okay, I can't. You know what? I can't, Dax. I was getting ready to make fun of you, but I can't because I just moved my mom from Louisiana, and they're packing stuff up, and Dax, she was so concerned because there was like an old Ziploc bag full of hair from my first haircut, and she's like, "Don't forget the hair." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I get it.
I did draw the line though, because I found my teeth that had fallen out, and I was like, "All right, what are you guys doing? Why are you saving all of my old body parts? Like, this is too much."
Yeah, we need to get rid of some stuff. Hey, okay, so you talked with the person behind a really, really popular Instagram account. Who did you talk to?
Yeah, so if you've been following the Dumois Instagram account, this is the one that does all the celebrity blind items. They do these celebrity spottings. I mean, they are just dishing out the tea left and right on this account. And since the pandemic started, this thing went from 40,000 followers to over 400,000 followers because everyone is just loving what they're posting. And so we talked to the founder of the Dumois, and really interesting girl. She wanted to stay anonymous, so we didn't actually get to put up her video, so I had to make a graphic for it. But it's really interesting. She's got this massively famous account, and she still has a full-time job. This is not her thing. She goes to work every day, and then she fuels this Instagram account, and she said everyone's checking it out. She goes, it's funny because I sit there and she has to hand approve everyone that wants to follow so she can see who's following her. She's like, I see celebrities either checking out my stories, but maybe they don't follow, or they'll follow her under private accounts, and she can see who they are. I mean, everyone's kind of wanting to get a little bit of the tea without kind of exposing themselves.
Okay, so if I'm following, so it's a blind item. So she reports on the blind items, Dax? I know a certain star who stole a Burberry scarf at Nordstrom, like that?
Exactly. So she basically says, hey, have you guys seen any stars? And then all the followers will start putting out their stories. Oh, I ran into Anne Heche. She was shopping here. Or I saw so-and-so, and they weren't wearing their mask while they were out. And so we actually said, give us some of these stories. You hear hundreds and hundreds of stories. Who does it seem like is constantly the best celebrity in Hollywood? Gracious, kind, because she also posts a lot of bad things that people have had bad run-ins with celebs. And she goes, Adam Sandler. She goes, by far, he seems to be the nicest celebrity in Hollywood, so gracious to his fans. She said there was a story that stuck in her mind that Adam Sandler and Gwyneth Paltrow were out one day, and I guess someone came up to them in a restaurant and said, hey, can I get a photo? And they said, you know what? Not right now, but if you can wait until we're done eating, we'll let you have a photo. And she said, after they were done eating, they doubled back, came over, stood next to the fan, took the photos, did the whole thing. And she goes, for some reason, that just stood out in my mind because of the amount of stars that would just go, not right now, I'll do it later, and then just leave.
Oh, I've heard that. And, and I know you've heard it from your years. He's very loyal. It's the same crew all the time when he does a movie. He brought the same people with him with the Netflix deal. Yeah, I've heard that too. He's just a good dude.
And then I said, has anyone big blocked you? And she goes, you know what? Claire Crowley from The Bachelorette just blocked the account the other day because there was a lot of stories about Dale being out and hanging out with other people. And she goes, yeah, Claire blocked us. So she's spilling a lot of juice, I'm telling you.
I guess there's worse people to be blocked by, though. So that's, it's pretty good.
That's true.
Dax, thank you, buddy. And please, if you find a picture of that rat tail, will you please send it to Ted?
Oh, I'll send it to you. I'll go take a photo of it. It's downstairs.
Thank you, buddy. Dax Holt, everybody. Go support Dax, everyone. Get the Hollywood Raw podcast. Download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Huh.
What?
That was the rat tail, and then looking
The blind
for Dumois. Just very.
It's not great, but I do love a good blind item. Those are, because it's almost like a puzzle wrapped in a dish, like a hot dish, Would you like a blind item?
No.
No, I was going to give you one, Goofy.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Give me one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tyler, is Shane here? She's not here today. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you a blind item.
Okay, go.
Okay? Because I've worked with a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
Here's my blind item.
Okay.
I once knew a very, very well-off, well-paid, had a lot of money, TV personality.
Uh-huh.
Could it be an anchor, could be a reporter, but television personality. When I was 25, just starting off, and we went to Wendy's together. And I was riding with this person, and they order their thing, and they said, "Would you? I'm going to get a Frosty. Would you like a Frosty?" And I said, "Yeah." And keep in mind, at this point in my career, I could barely make my phone bill. Like I was eating carpet.
Dirt.
I was eating like rug residue. You know, I was poor. I was like po. Get rid of the R. I was po. You know, and this person knew that. And I said, "Yeah, I'll take a Frosty." And I go, "But I only have $1. Like in my pocket, I had like coins." And the person took it from me. The person took my change from my poor little pocket and took it, and I'll never forget that. And I thought, oh my goodness, you have more, as they say in Still, you have more money than God. And this person took my 85 cents.
Oh my God.
And I needed that 85 cents to help with my AT&T phone bill.
That's why it was always late.
So now, that's why now to this day, like producer Jeff, I get him coffee. I try to be generous because I was also raised that way. My mom slapped me across the head one day in a car and told me never to be cheap. She goes, "I don't want you to be cheap." She did, smacked me right across the head. Next in the dish, we talked about Hugh Grant yesterday. He's getting a lot of, and I'll never say who that was. He's getting a lot of buzz these days because of his new miniseries on HBO called The Undoing. Here's the deal. It's a mystery psychological thriller, and he stars alongside Nicole Kidman, who also is the executive producer. David E. Kelley, who worked with Nicole in Big Little Lies, is the executive producer and creator. I purposely, and I love this, I didn't read anything about this show. All I did was I kept seeing headlines. You know, when I prep for this show and the radio show, I'm scanning the internet. You know, I do that every night. You know, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I kept seeing people talk about this show, The Undoing. I kept seeing headlines about it. So last night we watched 2 episodes, and I'm so glad that I went into it not knowing a single thing about the plot because I'm hooked. I get it. I get why people are talking about this. We are 2 episodes in. Now, admittedly, I liked it more than Colin. Colin fell asleep in episode 2, but anyway, we won't get into that. And he goes, "This is weird." But that was a bad Colin imitation, but he was like, this is weird. He didn't.
That was better.
I was immediately intrigued.
Yeah.
All I will tell you, because I want you to enjoy it like I did, Nicole Kidman is married to Hugh Grant. Nicole Kidman is a therapist. Their kids go to this fancy smanchy school. Something happens that, it's such a cliche, turns Nicole's life, that family's life upside down. And it happens and you're like, Scooby? I mean, you're not quite sure what, why, how, and oh my goodness.
Huh.
Oh,
Is that the first episode?
Yeah, you find out things in the first episode. They don't
Okay.
waste a lot of time.
Okay.
Like the first scene kind of leaves you guessing and you're like, what is this? Like, where's this going? And why do we care about Nicole? And what's up with this school? And yeah, I get why people like it. But I also read that the ending was controversial. There's some people that really did not like the ending, but I don't care.
You're gonna still stick
Yeah, I
with
think it's
it.
only 8 episodes.
Okay.
So, The Undoing. And Nicole Kidman, I love her. She is so good in this and looks so fantastic. She does a scene in the bathroom where she's applying her skin products. And I was like, oh my God, I want skin like her.
I just want to her and Moulin Rouge. She just everything.
Moulin Rouge, still one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen it.
too!
Oh, see, we have something in common finally. Tyler, write this down. Thank you. We have something in common.
Finally.
I love Moulin Rouge.
It's like my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, really? Fun
Yeah.
fact? Yeah. Ewan McGregor in that. Love that. I like his hair. That's kind of how I wanted my hair.
Thanks.
But again, I don't know. We'll see. Still ahead, everybody. The best wine at the best price. I'll explain. But next, having trouble writing that holiday card because 2020 has been, well, you know, local author and holiday letter writing expert, Gretchen Anthony. Gretchen Anthony is back with some ideas for the year. New ideas, new traditions when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Usually right about now is the time of year when we start thinking about writing those holiday letters. We love doing them. We love getting them even more. But 2020 has been, well, So maybe we need to change things up. We do. Here with tips for the perfect holiday card 2020 style is our good friend, author Gretchen Anthony. Welcome back to the show, Gretchen.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, sweetie.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love a good movie poster. May I just acknowledge the fabulous movie posters behind you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the one? Oh, Fistful of Dollars, right there. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, husband's a huge Clint Eastwood fan, but I have to say, When Harry Met Sally is probably one of the best movies ever made.
Ever. I would not argue ever. Especially, Gretchen, don't you think, like right this time of year too, because of the great New Year's Eve scene?
Yes, yes, and even that scene where she's getting her Christmas tree and it's Harry Connick Jr. as she's dragging it through the park. Yes.
It's so good.
Okay, yeah. But 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, are we, now let me ask you, Gretchen, and we obviously are, because hello, we're doing this segment. Are people still doing those holiday letters? And if they are, or if they're not, you have some new ideas, or we're contorting it a little bit.
We're changing it because everything is different in 2020. You know me, I'm on a campaign to bring back the Christmas letter.
I know you are. I know.
2020, it's not going to happen.
No.
No. I mean, traditionally in years past, people have sort of migrated to social media or they've done the photo card. This year, though, I'm going to encourage people that if 2020 is not the year to send out as much love and comfort to your friends and family, I don't know what year is. So I'm throwing out some ideas this year that I think will make it more personal. I definitely think we should send out holiday greetings, and I want them to be more personal. So my motto.
Yeah, is this the 3 motto? Easy, inexpensive, and personal, right?
Exactly. Easy is great any year. Inexpensive, we're facing a lot of us are facing different financial situations, but make it personal. Send out the love this year. We need it more than ever. Okay. So the great thing about living in a time like this is that there are so many free online tools to create stuff like this. So for all of these, I used a tool online called canva.com, CANVA.com. Super intuitive, free basic membership. And they have tons of templates. So the first idea I had is if you're prone to doing the photo card, which is great, why not make it a little bit more personal this year? Send a little bit of love from your house to theirs with something like sending your favorite recipe. So I created a photo recipe card that you could use as an example. If I were to do one of these, I would send my mother-in-law's rigatoni recipe. My kids literally eat themselves sick whenever grandma makes her rigatoni. Or you could switch it up. Instead of doing a recipe, you could do your favorite movies, for example.
I got to tell you, Gretchen, I mean this. This is such a great idea because as you and I have jokingly gone back and forth about, not everyone likes reading those 7-page letters. So this, when I saw this on the card, I thought, this is brilliant. Because like you said, like for instance, for me, I would do like my biscuit recipe. You know what I mean? With a picture of the dogs. And I think I love this idea.
I'm so glad. And if you want to send out that Betty and Earl's biscuit, will you add me to your list?
Nice try, Gretchen. It's like we have that recipe in a vault like Colonel Sanders, girl. Okay, bookmarks.
Okay, so this is what I love to do every year, being an author. I send out bookmarks. So this is a little preview of our 2020 bookmark this year. Bookmarks are super fun because if people choose to use them, they follow your friends and family through the year. So, you're sending a little bit of love every time they open up the book. The other cool thing about bookmarks, I designed this again on Canva, free template. And then I uploaded the design to a Minnesota company called smartpress.com right here in Chaska. These bookmarks are literally pennies on the dollar for a typical photo card. So when you're talking inexpensive and personal, definitely.
And I was going to wait till the end let me back you up and in the Canva recommendation. I've been using that for a while. You are so right. It is so intuitive and so easy for everyone watching could use it. Okay, next, movie and TV recommendations.
Yeah, so that's just like I was saying, that's just a play on the recipe card. Everybody's been binging this year, and quite frankly, we have a whole nother long winter to get through.
Yeah.
And, maybe we just need some new recommendations. We need to switch it up. So list your top 5 favorite binges or things that you may have missed on Netflix that you ought to watch, something like that. Share the love.
Well, because, everyone has that conversation, Gretchen. hey, what was that show? What was that show you recommended? How many times have we had that conversation since March?
Yeah, really. And I heard your section or segment on The Undoing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Gretchen, it is, I'm like, I want to go home, have the wine I'm getting ready to recommend, and then watch The Undoing. Okay, finally, what do you mean I'm interested? Family infographic.
Isn't this a cool idea? Okay, so I found an example of this on a site called simplytoimpress.com, but it's everything that you would put into a Christmas letter, but they put it into graphics. So it's there are templates, like I said, on Simply to Impress. You could do your own on something like Canva, and it's, instead of putting your whole year in a letter, it's boom, everything you did in a year in a picture.
Okay, see, Gretchen, you're winning me over with the altered Christmas letter idea. These are all home runs. Hit it out of the park. But we're not done with Gretchen. We have more with our dear friend when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. Stay with us. Canva.com. I love that recommendation idea. Welcome back. Gretchen Anthony is our guest, author of Evergreen Tidings from the Baumgartners and The Kids Are Gonna Ask, which we're gonna talk about in a second. Gretchen, I always try to give a compliment with an interview, and I wanna give you one. We were talking during the commercial break, and I know when a segment goes really well. I've been doing this long enough to go like, sometimes we do segments with ideas, and I go like, oh, that's all right, but maybe 7 people will do it watching. Ted and I, producer Ted in the break said, this is one of our favorite idea segments because every one of your ideas, I know so many people watching are actually going to do. So thank you. A home run today.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Add me to your list, everybody.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, as I said, if Gretchen looks familiar, she's been on our show before. She's written 2 books. Can you quickly, because we're all looking for gift ideas, go over, give us the byline, give us the quick, the Reader's Digest of both the books, if you would. Remind folks.
So, yep, Evergreen Tidings from the Baumgartners is actually a really fun Christmas book. It's set in Minnesota about an overbearing mother and her quest to figure out who got her daughter pregnant. and then The Kids Are Gonna Ask actually is my newest book. It came out in July. It is about 17-year-old twins who start a podcast to find their biological father, and it goes viral and their lives turn upside down in the process.
We've
gone with that book. There's a crossover. A lot of young adult readers like it too. So adults and young adults.
And I love that cover, Gretchen. The Kids Are Gonna Ask. I love that cover. I do.
I'm so glad.
Now you have an Audible original coming up. Can you explain for folks that maybe don't know, what is that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so Audible is the audiobook company where you can buy audiobooks individually or have a subscription. And it's just like, if you think of Netflix has their own originals, movies and series that are only exclusive to Netflix. Audible does the same thing. So they asked me to write a piece for Audible. And so it's audiobook only. It's called Meditations with Mia Blue. Again, it's a comedy. Comes out January 7th. And I think you'd get a kick out of it. It's about a celebrity wellness guru whose life is not quite as perfect as she would like you to think.
Let me ask you, because I respect writers so much, and I'll never be able to do it, so it fascinates me. So what is the pressure like? Is it a different type of pressure, Gretchen, when you have an organic idea for a plot in your head versus being asked to create one? Is it a harder pressure?
Oh, I don't know. I'm such a self-critic that they're all messy.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And you also have a book club. Ted said you have a book club. Tell us about that.
I do. Okay, so in season 2 now of a book club that I started back when things started to go. It's called the Just Gotta Laugh Book Club, and it has taken off. So I wanted to share it with everybody here. We read exclusively books that make you laugh, make you feel better than you did coming in. And the great thing about it is that all the book clubbers, it's free. All the information is justgottalaughbookclub.com. It's free. You join in the chat on Facebook Live, and having the connections that I do now, the authors always join me. So it's unique because authors are often out on book publicity tours talking about things before you've read the book. But this is, you've already read the book and you get to ask authors specific questions. You know, why'd you do that to my favorite character? And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. December, we're having, we're doing a rom-com by Christina Lauren in a holidays, and they will both be joining me. Christina Lauren is a writing duo, and they'll both be joining me for the discussion. It'll be really fun.
And finally, before we let you go, we have to give a shout out to your mom.
It is my beautiful mother's happy 80th birthday. Oh, we love you, Mom. Andy, Becca, and I are so lucky to have you. And I can't wait till we can celebrate in person.
We love moms around here. Happy birthday, Mom. Well, Gretchen, thank you again. We love when you come visit, and this was just so great. I know people are loving the ideas, from the book club to your letter idea. It's great. So happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you. You too, Jason. Thanks so much. Happy holidays, everyone.
The tidings from the Baumgartners and The Kids Are Gonna Ask are available wherever books are sold. We're not done with recommendations. Still ahead, we're talking 2 of my latest best things ever. I think you're gonna like these 2 when we come back. Back in a moment. Hope you're hungry. Calling to see if we paid our Excel bill, because something seems to be amiss. Anyway, hi. Every now and then I like to share some of the things that I'm loving right now, and today is one of those days, because you know, when I love something, I really love it, and I want you to have it, and that's best thing ever, everybody. Here, okay, we're not going to have that open. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I have 2 things to share with you today. First up, you know that I love me some chicken wings, and you know I love them. And the gold standard to me is Serums in Anoka and the Monte Carlo, Minneapolis. And this recommendation came from, well, a very familiar source. Take a look. So my buddy, Don McClain, my executive producer on the radio show, told me about these. Foster Farms Takeout Crispy Wings. I'm already intrigued by the name. You guys know I love a good wing. She said that these, the classic buffalo style, sauce packet included, that these bad boys are as good as my beloved Serums in Anoka. So we're gonna make these using an air fryer. We're gonna try to keep it healthy. So let's see how these takeout crispy wings look once we cook them. Okay, we're gonna pull them out. That's how they look. I mean, I'm gonna just say, they look pretty good right out of the air fryer. Now, do they look Serums good? That's to be determined, but they come with the big old bag from Costco comes with several packets of traditional buffalo sauce, which I'm not always a fan of, but let's plate these bad boys up. Okay, plated up. They are very crispy, which I love. You can see the texture there. Very crispy. I left them in the air fryer at 400, a little longer than probably most people, but again, I like a crispy wing. So these are a best thing ever, but are they as good as Serums? You are about to find out. Well, they are. For home wings, they are. Now, are they Serums good? No. Nothing will ever beat Serums and Monte Carlo. But I will tell you, Dawn is absolutely right. For a take-home, like, frozen chicken wing, and keep in mind, I put the chicken wing right from frozen into the air fryer, and I get the air fryer Jeff is right, executive producer Jeff. The air fryer is my favorite appliance. I use it more than I probably use my oven. Anyway, they were so crispy. Now, I don't like the buffalo sauce. It's a little too vinegar-y. So I'm just going to get some sauce from Serums but it's just a great, healthier option. I found the Foster Farms crispy wings, takeout wings or whatever. That's a very long name. But anyway, Foster Farms, I found this at Costco. Big old bag, good value. Put them in the air fryer. And as I said in the package, leave them in the air fryer much longer than the bag says. They tell you like, 10 minutes. No, I want mine crispy. Capital K, crispy. Really good. Next up, you may be looking for a new bottle of wine to try. Now, don't roll this yet. What happened was I went to a liquor store over the weekend because, as I told you, a swinging bachelor used to own our condo, and he hated fireplaces, so he got rid of the fireplace and put a wine room in there, much to my delight. So I wanted to fill that thing. So I went to the liquor store and I said, I want some wine, but I don't want it to be expensive, but I want it to be good. And the woman, hi Sarah, said to me she was at a shishi poo-poo fancy wine dinner with wine snobs, and they were drinking a $150 bottle of wine. Then they switched to this wine. The snobs like this one more. Take a look. It is a Centric Cab. It is a Cabernet mix from Argentina, and this is the best part, other than my beautiful Christmas tree in the background. This is there's the wine room right there. You can see it to the right. But the best part is, this is on sale. I found it for $9.99 at a big box store. That's right. Support your local liquor stores, though. I'm sure they're going to have a good price, too. But I found it hecka cheap for $9.99. And I will tell you, it is so smooth. Now, is it as dry? Now, if you like a really, 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 really dry cab, no. But it is dry enough for me and smooth as a baby's forehead. It really is. And I don't even know how smooth the baby's forehead because I don't have an offspring. But anyway, it is my favorite wine. I thought it was just going to be a wine that we toss out every so often. No. I won't tell you how many bottles we've gone through in a week. But anyway, just trust me when I say a Centric Cab and the chicken wings are two of my latest best things ever, everybody. Please, go get some chicken wings and wine. And right now, though, don't leave now, because we still have a little bit more show. We'll be right back after this. Eccentric. Welcome to the only part of our set functioning right now. Reading some comments on social media, Phil Jones agrees with the recommendation on Eccentric. Yeah, again, I'm not a big fan of overly dry wine. I don't want to look like a Himalayan cat coughing up a hairball at the end. You know, with the dry. You don't want it overly dry. But thanks for your comments, and we appreciate it. We always appreciate you following us on social media. Search for Jason Show TV on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you have a good suggestion for me, who knows? It could end up being a best thing ever. When we come back, a bubblegum goodbye next. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our bubblegum goodbye. I grabbed this from our bubblegum machine. We never know what's in this. It could be a question. It could be a would you rather. It could be a true or false. Here we go. Okay. Meanwhile, Kendall's over there in the timeout chair.
Hi.
Hi. What's the biggest misconception people have about you? Kendall?
I think people assume that I'm not going to be nice because I'm on TV.
Oh.
Like you're not
Yeah.
who you are on TV in real life.
I think, yeah, I would agree with that. And I think sometimes people, like, because I have a resting face like this,
That
people
too.
think I'm rude, yeah. Or people think I'm going to be just like I am on TV at the Target. And you know this, I'm a little more reserved. Like, I'm actually shy, and it's not a sign of rudeness. I'm not good at cocktail talk. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
Small talk is really hard for me. I can talk to 400 people in an auditorium, but at a cocktail party after, hi, how are you? I don't know what to do. I hate it. So if I ever am like that with you, please don't think I'm rude. I don't know how to do small talk. Tomorrow, Sarah Rogers from the Mall of America is back with a holiday gift guide. I miss Sarah. She's one of my favorite people. So don't miss that, plus more. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for all of your comments. Thanks for your suggestions. I've been reading them. People are getting the wine already, and it's only 11 a.m. I love it. And if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, I want you to go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day. Stay safe, everybody. Be nice to the people at the restaurants, and we'll see you tomorrow.